springtime is here, let's gather round and travel in our minds so far and free to once upon a time, that's where things happen. Come along with me and see. Come on, everybody, gather round. You know, it's tough sometimes when all it seems is that everybody's telling you what to do. I mean, drink your milk, wash your hands, dress into this, don't get into that, read this book, read that book, don't cross busy streets, do this, do that. Stop. Everybody just stop. Be quiet so I can hear myself think. See, when everybody's talking, it's hard to listen. So sometimes you just stop listening. And that happened one time to three brothers. Now, two of them decided that they didn't like the fact that this certain little toad was singing. I mean, to them it wasn't even singing, it was just kind of a rude noise, so they stopped listening. Well, not the third brother. He decided that he would listen to the little toad. I mean, after everybody else was telling him, do this, do that, and it was just like, it was awful, he decided no matter what, he'd listen. See, sometimes when you least expect it, somebody will tell you something wonderful. All you have to do is listen. This is the story about the brothers and the singing toad. There was once an old farmer who had 3 sons. They all lived together on the money they made from selling maize. The farm had acres and acres of beautiful green maize which produced big sweet cobs to sell and to eat. They were happy and enjoyed life. Then one day the old farmer went into the maize fields and discovered that something terrible had happened. Something had eaten the tops of hundreds of maize stalks. They were ruined. All about him on the ground were the dry cobs stripped of their delicious kernels. He went back to the house to tell his 3 sons, "My sons, an awful thing has happened. A beast has come in the night and ruined much of our maize. It has killed the stalks and stripped the cobs from hundreds of our beautiful plants. If this goes on, we will be ruined. We will have nothing to sell and nothing to eat." The oldest son, Carlos, spoke bravely. "Padre, I have heard of wild animals which can destroy the fields. They are clever and dangerous and must be captured. But only the strongest and the wisest must try. I will go to the maize fields tonight and capture the beast." So that night, Carlos went to the maize fields. He chose a spot near an ancient well. There he sat and waited for the beast to appear. For many hours, Carlos waited. Everything became very still. Then suddenly, "Carloso hermoso, cantos conmigo." Something or someone or something was singing. Carlos, I sing for you now. Me llamo Chico, yo no conozco mucho." "Who is that?" "Mi Chico." "Where are you?" "Beside your foot." "Oh, me llamo Chico, y yo no conozco." Carlos looked down, and there by his foot sat a little lump of a toad singing. "Buenos noches, Carlos." "Shut up. Your singing is horrible to the ear. Go away." The toad went on singing. "I know a secret. Do you want to hear it?" "Shut up, I said, and go away. I have important business tonight." "If I go away, you will never know my secret." "I said go away." With that, Carlos picked up the toad and threw him into the well. Plunk. Carlos went back to staring at the maze. "If the maize beast comes, I am ready for it. Come out and show yourself, you thief!" Nothing moved. Finally, Carlos grew sleepy. He had been there for hours and had seen nothing. "I believe I shall just take a short nap." He dozed off. As dawn was breaking, Carlos awoke. And to his surprise, the maize right in front of him had been stripped. All of it. All about him lay the empty husks. How can this be? While I slept, the beast has come and eaten. I missed my chance." Carlos got up and went to tell his father the unhappy news. "Padre, all night I sat in the fields. I saw nothing. And yet this morning, when the light returned, I discovered that more of the maize had been eaten. It is a mystery. We must do something before we are ruined, said the father. The beast must be captured. The second son, Pedro, spoke. I am not so old or wise as Carlos, Padre, but I am just as brave. Tonight I will go to the fields and watch for the beasts. Do not be surprised if I return tomorrow with a heart in my sack. Then we shall all be happy again. That night Pedro went to the maize fields. He carried a large sack to put the beast in when he caught it. Pedro spied the old well and decided it would be a good place to sit and watch the fields. No sooner did he get settled than he heard something singing. Pedro, Pedro, Pedrito. I sing for you now. My little song is bursting from my heart. Chico, Chico sings for Pedrito, only for Pedrito. The toad hopped onto Pedro's knee. You like my song, Pedrito mio? Shut up, Toad. I do not like you or your silly song. But Pedro, listen to my fine voice. Oh, me llamo Chico. I said be quiet. I shall throw you into the well. If you do, you will never know my secret. I said be quiet. And with that, Pedro threw the toad in the well. Plunk. All night long, brave Pedro sat and watched and listened. Nothing happened. And not once did he close his eyes. When morning came and the light from the sun returned to the fields, Pedro got up and looked all about. What? How could it be? Behind him, right where he'd been sitting, the maize was all stripped. Gone. The stalks were bare and the ground was covered with leaves and husks. Pedro could not believe his eyes. The beast, it was here right beside me, and I heard nothing. I cannot believe it, yet it is true. Pedro went home to tell his father the unhappy news. Oh, Padre, no one could have watched more carefully than did I, and yet the beast came and ate without my knowing. I heard nothing. I saw nothing. If this happens another night, there will be no maize left. We shall lose our farm, our home. We shall starve. We must do something. The youngest son, Juan, spoke. Father, I'm not wise, brave, or strong like Carlos and Pedro, but I believe I must try. Please let me go to the fields tonight. I promise to be careful and patient. If the beast comes, I shall cry for help. Now, all of you can rush to the field, and surely the four of us can capture the thing. You are a good boy, Juan. I don't know if you are any good where danger lurks, but if you promise to be careful, I will let you go. I promise, Padre. Juan waited until sunset. Then he went to the fields. Just as Carlos and Pedro had done, Juan sat down beside the well. He was nervous and scared, but he knew something must be done. Before long, he heard a little hopping noise. Thump, 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 thump. What was that? Thump, thump, thump. Then suddenly, hop, and Chico the toad was sitting on his shoulder. Juan, Juan, Juanito, I am your friend, Chiquito. I sing for you a little song, maybe too, and grant you a wish, momentito. Juan looked at the toad. You're not a very good singer. That does not matter. It is the words which are important. All right. That is true, I suppose, but exactly what do you mean? Try this. The toad made up a new song. The men, they come to the fields every day. They work in the maize and then go away. But Chico, he lives in the fields day and night. And the things he has seen make an interesting sight. You have seen the maize thief? Maybe I have, maybe not. Oh, please, what is it? Tell me. Not so fast. You must sing with me first. Do you know the song about the tadpole? Oh, yes. Let's sing the song about the tadpole. You sing the high part, I sing the low part. Together, Juan and Chico sang the tadpole song. Then they sang the song about the water lilies and the one about the dragonfly. Finally, Juan said, Chico, you are amazing. How can a little toad know so much? All toads know a great deal. No one has ever bothered to ask us. That's all. Now come, I will show you something very interesting. He hopped off and Juan followed. After they had gone a good distance through the field, they came to a large dead tree. Chico whispered, "We must wait here. The maze thief will come here to this tree soon. You will see, and I think you will be surprised." Together they sat near the tree, and they waited. Before long, a large, beautiful white bird soared across the night sky and perched on the dead tree. Juan had never seen such a beautiful bird. It sat for a while, then it preened its wing feathers. Slowly, with its beak, it smoothed out each feather until it shone like a marble statue. Then from its perch, the bird flew down and plucked a cob from the maize. It returned to its perch and ate the sweet kernels. Then it flew once again and plucked another cob. This it did over and over. Juan and Chico watched. Juan whispered, "So that is the maize thief?" "Yes." But why? It is so beautiful." "It too must eat, Juanito." "I know, but so much." "It is enchanted. That is no ordinary bird, my friend. That is a beautiful princess who has been turned into a bird because she refused to marry a witch's son." "You mean she's under a witch's spell?" "Yes, for many hundreds of years." "Can it be broken?" "Only by one who finds her emerald ring." "Do you know where it is?" "Yes. It is in the well where the witch threw it, and where your brothers threw me." "Oh, please, Chiquito, get the ring so that we can release the spell." "Do you promise not to forget your little Chico?" I promise. Oh, I promise, Chico. And I promise you anything." "You'll come and sing with me?" "Oh, yes, yes." "I believe you, Juanito." The toad went to the well and returned with a beautiful emerald ring. "Now I shall have to call the bird. Now when I do, it will fly to your shoulder. Carefully place the ring on its toe, and you shall see what happens." "Maiden fair who used to be, leave your perch and come to me. Come to me, come to me." The bird flew up in a trance and glided across the field to Juan. It lit upon his shoulder. For all its size, it weighed nothing. Carefully, Juan placed the ring on its toe. At first, nothing. And then there was a blinding flash and a deafening roll of thunder. When Juan could see once more, there before him stood a lovely princess. She looked dazed at first, and then she smiled. Juan had never seen such a beautiful girl. You are a princess?" "Yes, that is, I was a princess long, long ago. My father's kingdom was here where you now grow your maize. I used to play beside the well when I was a little girl, and not far from the well my father hid much gold. It is still there. It is now yours." The sun was beginning to rise. Juan took the beautiful maiden home, and soon they were married. The gold was enough to build a fine mansion and beautiful gardens. In the center of the most beautiful garden was the old well, and in the old well lived Chico, very happily. Each evening at sunset he would sing, "Juan, Juan, Juanito, it is your old friend Chico." And each evening Juan would go to the well. He and Chico would sing the song about the tadpole, then the one about the water lilies, and the one about the dragonfly. And Juan always sang the high part, while Chico sang the low part. Story time is done, and so goodbye, until it's time to gather round again. It's kind of hard to wait, but we will try, and hope that we will see you then.